Hey, look, this right here for my Hebrews. Don't fold. You get tried in that fire, you real gold. A real diamond, an arbor, like let me test it. If you make it through that, then you get your blessing. It won't prosper, but you gon' see that weapon. Through the blood of a marsh, y'all get protection. And y'all come up out the word, you need an exit. The day of the Lord coming so unexpected. I pray to Abba, I pray we make it through the tribulation. Psalm 91, keep him your habitation. Keeping these commandments that we have in patience. All this stuff going on, it had you racing. Faith in Messiah is.
Hey, Khan. Mighty intro right there. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Shar Shabbat. All right, I hope everybody's enjoying a nice Sabbath day. It's a beautiful day out here. Most High willing. You know, where you at? It's a nice day as well, man. You know, whatever please the Most High. Right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending where and what time you're watching this video. Sharon with Study the Truth 144, man. We back at it with another Shabbat video, man.
Man, this brother Yakal, coming back with you guys, with some more scriptures, Sabbath day edification. Lord willing, brothers and sisters get edified through the Spirit, and hopefully y'all enjoy and have a safe, Shabbat.
That's right. And everything, hopefully, this get brick by brick. We're gonna build this. We're gonna build this house up, man. We're gonna build this YouTube up. And it's gonna go from 0 on the live and only a few views after, then to hundreds of people on the live, man, most high willing. But are you able to drink of the Lord's cup? You able to drink of that cup? A lot of people can't drink of the cup. It's like a baby trying to drink the cup of Hennessy, man, trying to take a shot of Henny or something, man. It's it's not an easy cup to drink. All right, we're gonna get into that a little bit. Lord willing, this video not so long, but we go through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? And with that being said, we're gonna give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh in the name of God, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, name being Yahweh Shai. Right, again, brother, let me get that in the book of Matthew.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 20, and verse number 20. You want to start at?
Yeah, Khan, you start at 20.
All right. And it says, Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in
Slack it
thy
right there.
kingdom.
Right, you don't want one of your sons on the right hand and on the left hand side. You got demons on the left hand side. That's a wicked hand, wicked side to sit on. Right, you want to be at that right hand side. But watch what Christ said.
And it says, But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I'm baptized with?
Are you able to
They
go through? You able to go through what I'm going through?
they
Right.
say unto him, Salakia, they say unto him, We are able.
We are able.
Verse 23. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with, but to sit on my right hand and on my left, it is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father.
Of my Father. So from there, that's a Trinitarian cut right there. You can't. You can't. Christ has no authority to do anything unless the Most High give him the power to do it, right?
Right,
But on the topic of this discussion, right? You able to drink of the cup that Christ is able to go? Are you able to go through what Christ is able to go through? She said, "We are." He said, "Indeed, you are able." Right? We're able to put up this. We're able to go through these temptations, these trials, right? By what? By keeping the law, by doing the law, by going through the trials and tribulations, by studying the scripture, by knowing why you're going through what you're going through, right? We know this is it's a spiritual warfare, but you got a
right.
precept.
Yeah, I got precepts.
Okay, come.
And then, even back then, let's go to the book of Job real quick,
Uh huh.
because,
Good
you know,
book.
Man, because this is, through trials and tribulations,
Mhm.
and all these things are a foreshadow to come onto us, because what Christ went through, we must surely be put through.
That's right. I'll read it for you.
Um,
Where you want me to start? 1 and 6?
Con, no, we're gonna start at 2 and 4.
Okay, 2 and 4. God, this is the book of
Mm-hmm.
Job, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Salakia,
And
Salakia. Start at 3.
okay, Con, let me plug
Mm-hmm.
a little more light.
Con,
This is the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 3, and it reads, And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause.
con. So even here, in the beginning of this walk, you might be fearful, upright, all these things, everything's working out for you. The Lord's been blessing you with a good job. The Lord's been blessing you with, you know, with all the provisions that you need. You know what I mean? The raiment, the the housing, everything. Your family's doing well, and then here comes Satan. Satan's
hmm
gonna come at one point or another, man.
hmm
Read on.
That's right. Verse 4, And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
Right. So, you know, Satan's gonna come and wreak havoc on your um on your life, man.
hmm
And these are the trials and tribulations we must get put through to even endure. And these are the trials. You got to be put on trials, because even in the wilderness, the Lord kind of you know the Lord tested the Israelites for 40
That's right.
years. You
hmm
know, the Lord proved the Israelites for 40 years. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, everyone will have to prove themselves to the Lord.
hmm
All right.
That's right.
Um,
God, good precept. Let me get the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4.
that's a
That's a
good one.
mighty precept. And to limit off to what the brother said, because you read in the scripture and you think everything is like plain and simple, but it's a little deeper than it really what you may seem to be, right? To drink of
Hmm.
that cup, you think it's just, oh, he said be baptized, so I got to get dipped in water, right? He said I got to drink of his cup. That just means preach him, preach Jesus Christ, and then you're preaching of a false doctrine, you know.
Right. Salaki, what was the precept you said? Second
Uh,
Corinthians 10 and what?
10 and 4.
10 and 4. All right. And it
Start at verse
says,
3.
verse 3.
Rocky. Yeah, con.
This book of Second Corinthians, chapter 10, and verse number 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds,
Mm-hmm.
casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach.
Right. Though we walk in this flesh and we gotta eat. Everybody in the flesh gotta eat. We gotta drink. We gotta work to to pay our bills. Right. We don't walk after the flesh, meaning we don't go for the worldly desires. Everybody wanna get high just to relax, get drunk to relax, and everybody wanna, do whatever make their body feel good, right? To each his own. Right.
Right,
But for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? So we're not looking for AK because we want to spray the block because our boss got us mad, or or so and so was talking down on you, right? Um, but mighty through but God to the pulling down of strongholds, right? What's a stronghold? Like false doctrines is the stronghold, right? Being caught in such a bad neighborhood where you live on a block where people gang bang for real, man. You got drive by shootings on there, right? But
right,
even just more like down to earth kind of thing, right? But though we walk through God to the pulling down of strongholds, it's more than just like doctrines and the curses in Deuteronomy, right? It goes into like more of I would say more of a spiritual warfare for brothers, man, because a lot of people don't understand like the stuff you see on TV, the stuff you see on the news, right? You hear
Right.
in music, right? So it goes more further than what the eyes can see, nigga, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And even back in the ancient days, our forefathers had to go through it as well. You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
back back in the days when the Greeks ruled, when the Romans ruled, even now,
Mhm.
look at all these celebrities. They can say whatever it is they want. They can say they're God. They can say that, all types of madness. But
That's
as soon
right.
as they say that they are Israelites, what
Mm-hmm.
happens to them? They get
Mm-hmm.
canceled. They get destroyed. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Or even
and,
being a
and
Jew.
right, and that brings up to another precept.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to the second Maccabees. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's go to the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse number 6.
Kind of got it. This the
All
book of
right.
Second Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse start of verse 6. Neither was it
Uh,
lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts,
hmm
or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Right. So even in the ancient days, you couldn't call yourself a Jew. You couldn't call yourself an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you read on down to this account, you would have to partake in all those feast days, those wicked feast days. You'd have to partake in the birthdays of, the ruler, the emperor, or whoever was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do wicked sacrifices onto their gods.
That's right.
So even today, we're forced to do certain things that we don't want to do. Hey, some brothers are even forced to work on the Sabbath day
Mm-hmm.
when, in the first place, they even told their employer that they,
Can't work on the
had
Shabbat.
can't work on the Shabbat. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and some brothers are forced to do that just to keep a roof over over their head. Even though the brother does have faith, even though brothers and sisters have faith, they still, are forced to do certain things that they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm. Amen. We're in the land of our captivity for a reason. And let me
Right.
get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing new under the sun, right?
Right.
We're gonna face the same thing no matter what generation we're in, right? It's nothing. It's no such thing as, oh, that's back in the old days,
Right.
right? It don't matter. We the same old spirits back in the old days. You know, if you got ears to hear.
All right.
Let me
So
get
this the
that.
yeah, this the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "The thing that have been, it is that which shall be,
Mm-hmm.
and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun."
Then there's no new thing under the sun, right? Because the thing that happened before is gonna happen again, right? There's
Right.
nothing new. Right? That goes the same as spirits. Ain't no spirit that's gonna be dead and then that's gonna God's just making new spirits, right? Because the
Mm-hmm.
Most High promises spirits promise the elect to be saved from the absolute beginning. But that's a whole nother topic. Let me get the book of John chapter 15 and verse 18, right? Because back on the Lord's cup, right? You able to withstand this kind of thing that comes with claiming your nationality, right? People gonna look at you funny. You call you, oh yeah, I'm not Jewish, I'm a Jew, or I'm an Israelite, right? People gonna look at you
Right.
funny. They're gonna be like, what the hell is that, right? And they're instantly gonna hate you because this world belongs to Satan, and everybody walking in this world ultimately belongs to Satan, man. Right? Let's get this account.
John 15 and what you said? Sorry.
18.
15 and 18. This is the book of John, chapter 15, and verse number 18. It says, "If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me more before it hated you."
Right. You know that it hated me before it hated you. Right. So you get before you start to get into this thing and be nervous about, how people are gonna look at you, just know when you get in this thing for real, right? You start to come out of um your Christianity ways and just your wicked ways in general, your ways of this world, right? And start coming into walking into the laws of the Most High, knowing this Bible for real, right? The world is gonna hate you because you want to turn your life around and you want to live the
Right.
complete opposite, right? You want to live a righteous life, right? The book of Job, the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, tell you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right?
Right.
Right. Satan came to Christ and said, "Bow down to me, and I give you the world." So we know Satan has dominion over this world, right? So if the world hates you, that means Satan, man, he can't get you. Let's read.
And it says, if he were of the world would love his own.
See,
But
the
because,
world, Salaki, the world love the alphabet community, right? The world love when you gang bang and they like videos when, Eve shaking her little ass around, right? Keep on reading.
and it says, but because ye are of not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not
Man,
greater
that's
than
all I
his
wanted.
Lord. Yeah,
Slakia Khan. Yeah, there you go, man. That one's out. That one's just out there, right? Ain't no poetry to that, right? The world hates you because I chose you out of the world, right? You got a
right.
precept or no?
Yeah,
I got.
yeah, I got a
Okay, Khan.
precept. Let's
Okay,
go to
Khan.
the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse number 35.
8 Romans 8:35.
Hmm.
Okay, Khan. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall
Hmm.
tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword, as it is
Right,
written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
right. And even though, a lot of us are going to go through this, we can't separate our love from the Christ and keeping the laws and having
Mm-hmm.
faith in him that he will come through and he will save us out of the affliction,
Mm-hmm.
because even Christ at the very end, he uh he he asked the Lord to save him,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody thought he was praying to Elijah,
Yeah,
you know, that he was calling for Elijah. So we also gotta, you know, pray and ask for the Lord to deliver us even in the last very minute,
that's right.
you know. So we can't let these trials and the tribulations, it doesn't matter what you go through, you got to keep the faith,
Mm-hmm.
you may have, weak hands, you might have, weak knees, but don't give up. These
Mm-hmm.
are, you know, uh, this is also the condition of the battle, as states in the book of Acts chapter 14. Let me get it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, It says, this is the book of Acts, chapter 14, and verse number 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's not a little bit, and it's not just, a tiny bit of affliction, through much tribulation. It doesn't matter what happened, we must keep the faith at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, man, I want to bring you. I got another preset.
Yeah, come
So
bring them out. Let them fly.
uh, this is the book of Second Esdras. We're back in the Apocrypha. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7, and verse number 57.
I'm there.
Yeah. All right.
It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and chapter 7 and verse 57. Then
Right.
answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Right. Read on.
That if Salaki, verse 58, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. Verse
Right.
59.
Right. Read on.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life, that thou mayest live.
Right. And We gotta choose life. You know, the prophets of old know this, our forefathers knew this. We must keep the faith. You know, a lot of people say the Old Testament doesn't have faith, it's just the laws. That's a lie. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they had to have faith to keep the laws, you know. And again, through much tribulation, the Lord will reward you as you have worked, you know.
That's right.
Whatever the Lord charged your spirit to do, whatever the Lord had charged you and have a promise for you, whatever your lot is, that's what the Lord is going to give you,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It's absolutely
from
right.
the times of old, you know. So all these things being said, you must keep the faith and you must keep going no matter what the situation is, you know, following the
That's right.
hard times, you know, death of a family member, all these things, you got to keep going forward. And with
That's
that, I yield.
absolutely right. I got two precepts real quick. Let's
Con,
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19. We're gonna get that account.
con. All right, 30 and 19. All right,
Yeah,
that's the book of Deuteronomy,
30.
chapter 30 and verse 19. And it says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have
Slakia,
set,
Slakia, Slakia, King. Can you start at verse 15?
verse 15, con. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse number 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, death and evil.
Mm-hmm.
In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply,
Mm-hmm.
that the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Right.
But
So life is
mhm,
walking in the ways of the Lord by keeping His commandments. That's how you get the life, right? The kingdom.
all right, and it says, but if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days on the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I called heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Read
Mm-hmm.
on.
Stop right there. Right.
Huh.
So the Most High, He said against you a blessing and a curse. Right. Life or
Hmm.
death. Life, you keep the commandments, you get the kingdom of heaven. Right. Death, you walk in the ways of this world, do what you want to do, and your life kind of hang in a balance. Right. You might get stopped by the police. Right. You might be at a club and a party and they start shooting. Might be drunk with some friends. You get in a car accident, now you dead. Right. Right. The Most High, he record this day against you. Right. You keeping the commandments, you get life. You don't you get put to death, man. Ultimately, right? A blessing and a curse. Going back to the book of Deuteronomy, the first blessing was to have rulership over the nations. The first curse was you gonna be cursed in the field, cursed in the city, right? Your ass gonna be in the ghettos having nothing, right? And the list of curses go on, right? Let me get the book of I think it's Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9,
Huh.
right? Because it go further than that. Didn't
Right.
Christ die? Didn't Christ die for the nation of Israel? Right?
Yeah.
What that mean for some of us? Let's read it.
All right. Yeah. You want to start at 9?
Con, you can start at 9.
All right. Let me start at 8.
Okay.
And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you,
And shall
and
what?
and shall kill you,
Shall kill you.
and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Mm. Right.
Uh,
So we're gonna be hated for having the Lord's name in our mouth, man. Not worshiping a long brown hair, pale skin, blue eye, image of Christ. Right. We're not worshiping that false image. The Lord said, tear down those idols.
yeah.
Right? We not man, you are you willing to ultimately damn, what if they decide to kill me for this thing? Right? The Bible talk about things getting so bad that people are gonna be getting put to death for keeping the word of Christ.
Right.
Right? You might think that's talking about your local Christian church. Nah, man, you walking in the ways they want you to walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They love how you stuck in that world. Right? Worshiping a
Right.
God that look nothing like you, that will not do nothing for you. Right? You got
Con,
another precept? I got another one.
Con, I do. I
Okay,
do.
come bring it out.
Because it ties into what you just said. This
Okay.
is the book of John, chapter 16, and verse number 2. You can start at 1.
Okay, Con, this is the book of John, chapter 16, and verse 1. These
Mm-hmm.
things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall pull you out of the synagogues. Yeah, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God service. Salaki.
Con, read on.
And these things will they do unto you, because ye have not known the Father nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. All these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you asks me, whither goest thou? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. Nevertheless,
So I can stop right there.
Mhm.
So Khan, the Lord even told, the disciples, and this is a message strictly for us too, especially living in these times, he already told us what was going to happen in times to come,
Mhm.
you know, and just like he told the disciples, he's going to be with you at the very end. He's going to, if you have faith and you believe in the Lord, he's going to be there for you. He's going
Mhm.
to, you got to have faith, even though the trials and tribulation, you gotta maintain, you definitely got to maintain the spirit. You definitely got to maintain fearless, that you got to believe that whatever is going to happen, the Lord got you, and
That's
he
right.
does. He confirms it all throughout the scripture, you know so we can't be scared of these things,
Mhm.
you know
That's right. Let me get the book of it's not on one here in the book of Jeremiah. Let me get the book of Jeremiah. I believe it's chapter 27. No, it's the book of
20,
Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 11.
verse 11. uh, and it says, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and
Mm.
not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Right. So the Most High, he don't got negative thoughts toward you. Right. He wants you to make it. Right. He made
Right.
the kingdom for you. Right. He wants you to make it. He don't think like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this guy today. Nah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Most time he thinking away, okay, let me tempt him like this so he can get stronger off of it. Let me see if he's ready for what's to come. Nah, he not ready yet. And the most time he reprove you. Like every time you put that hot metal under in that furnace and gotta bang it out to make it sharper. Right? That's what the most high do to you when you go through your trials and your tribulations. Right?
Right.
Let me see. Give me the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 28.
8 and 28.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse number 28. And it says, we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to
Mm-hmm.
them who are the called according to his purpose.
Right, who are called to keep his commandments. Right?
Hmm.
Didn't Christ say, "You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should bring forth fruit." Right. So those people that's ordained to bring forth these fruit. Right. All things gonna work together for you.
Right.
Right. You keeping the Most High's law. Right. I got one more if you want to bring out another precept, but I got one more.
No, no, you can bring it up.
All right, Con. Let me see. I think I'm with the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 22. I think this is a precept
Luke
I
12,
um I
22.
like right here. This is a perfect precept to back that up. 12 and
All right.
22. I believe it is.
All right. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse number 22.
Oh wait, Slakia. 32. 32.
32. It says, fear not, little flock,
Mm-hmm.
for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Right. right? So it's the Most High. Jump down to verse 34. But it's God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven, right? It was made for you, right? The Most High, when He's making the spirits up in the world, He's making your spirit. You in your Bible, you keeping the commandments the best you can, and you worried about it, bro. Don't worry about it. The Most High formed you to even be able to understand who you are and to be able to bring you out the world, for you to be watching the lesson, for you to be taking notes, for you to be studying, praying, fasting, keeping the holy days, right? And you worry about little things. Hey, stand steadfast, right?
Right.
Of course, it's not going to be easy. We all in the flesh, but hey, brother, push through it, right?
Right.
We all going through it. I'm making a video and I tell you I go through it. I know your
That's
call could
right.
be could be a voice as well. He go through it, right?
Right.
Whoever's going to be watching this, I know we know you go through it. We all go through it, right? Let me get that verse 34.
Yeah. Verse 34. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be
There
also.
will your heart be also, man. That's a mighty precept, right? Because if you lay your treasure here on earth and you trying to get a bag and you trying to get $1 million and you trying to get rich quick and you trying to that, hey man, if your mind's set on wickedness and the things of this world, you gonna be put out, man. The Most High can't do nothing with you. But if you constantly trying to seek spiritual wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, fear of the Most High. You want the kingdom ultimately when you die. Hey man, this scripture for you, man. This Bible for you. This life is for you right here, right? And you the people that the Most High formed and ordained to get the kingdom of heaven ultimately.
Right.
If you got any precepts, you could bring it out. But if not, I'm bringing out my closing precept.
Um. Yeah, I do. It's Job 4:4.
Job
Right.
4:4, I get it.
Yeah. I believe that's the precept right now.
Just the
We
book
could start at
of
Salakia. Um. You can start at 3.
just the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 3. Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy
Right.
words have upholden him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. Ooh, I like that precept.
Uh.
But
Read
now
on.
it has come upon thee that thou faintest, it toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. Is
Uh.
not this? Oh, Slakia, go ahead.
No, read on.
Okay. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and thy uprightness of thy ways?
So now, Job was always, known for giving people counsel, lifting up people and giving, um, good counsel, and now that trouble and tribulations has come upon them,
Mm,
you know, uh, his friends are saying, hey, listen, now that you've done all this to the people, how are you going to be weak? How are you going to be weak now? You can't be
mm,
weak because if you, say all these things to these people, you uphold them, you uplift them, exhort them,
mm.
you can't be weak now, you know.
Right.
So same thing, whenever you're weak, whenever you're feeble-minded, whenever you got weak knees, whenever you're going through it, hey, get into these scriptures,
Mm,
get into these scriptures, look at the precepts, look at accounts, read on. If you got brothers and sisters near you that you can call, hey, call the brother or call that sister,
that's right.
don't
That's
let
right.
Satan overcome you, you know.
Mm,
Don't let
yeah,
Satan
definitely.
overcome you at these, when trouble arises on your side,
Mhm, mhm.
you know.
Shane quick to be on his job, man. People don't see it
Yeah.
like spiritually, man. It's a lot of wickedness going on. You got that thing with Diddy out. You just got this. Everybody that you want to be. You want to be the rap star. You want to be the famous guy. You want to be the one with the rack spread out all on his arm. And that man getting bent over. He at the Diddy party doing. He like well, Meek Mill was in the tennis court, bunny hopping for Diddy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, that's crazy. That's nuts. But these the people Israel want to be, man. Right? I'm gonna finish verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Right? So the most high, he not gonna leave you out. He not gonna leave you out
Right.
to dry.
Right. You know.
All right, I'm gonna end it off here in Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. So with that, I'm gonna
Right.
give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the name of God, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, name being Yahweh Shai. Shalom, meaning peace be unto you. Brother Yasharon.
Brother Yakov, giving all honor and praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, and Lord willing, brothers and sisters got edified and somewhat exhorted, through the Spirit,
That's right.
and continue to push forward, continue to have faith, continue to go forward in this faith, in the truth.
That's
Don't
right.
don't let your afflictions get the best of you. Don't let Satan win, you know. And again, you need support. You get into these scriptures. If you don't got anybody to talk to, get into these scriptures. The Lord will
Mhm.
always be there for you when man faileth,
That's right. And you know what? Another thing I could say, amen. Like, share, and comment, man. Those go a long way. Whether it's a dislike, a positive like, a little share, everything go a long way, man. We try and build this brick by brick, right? We do the outro we do the intro as an outro too.
Hey, look, this right here for my Hebrews. Don't fold. You get tried in that fire, you real gold. A real diamond, an arbor, like let me test it. If you make it through that, then you get your blessing. It won't prosper, but you gon' see that weapon. Plead the blood of a marsh, y'all get protection. And y'all come up out the word, you need an exit. The day of the Lord coming so unexpected. I pray to Abba, I pray we make it through the tribulation. Psalm 91, keep him your habitation. Keeping these commandments that we have in patience. All this stuff going on, it had you racing. Faith in Messiah is.
Hey, there we go, man. Hey, tune in. Shalom.
Shalom.